I'm going to share some guidance or advice that I myself would have liked to hear when I was beginning or when I was younger. And also that I keep on telling myself still that work with what you have. People specialized in one technique or medium, we can become very obsessed about particularities that somehow are not truly relevant to the overall concepts of our work. And this can be for any field, not only for glass art, but I'm going to focus on glass art. Here I'm going to use myself as an example. If I'm a glass artist specialized in all these techniques working in Santiago, Chile, where I, for example, don't have access to glass blowing, well, I work with what I have. And instead of blowing glass, I can do a drawing with charcoal and paper. The processes we develop are very complex and imply many, many steps. I mean, kiln casters know that, gold workers know that, we all know that. I think it's important to take a step behind and look at the overall situation rather than obsessing about details. I'm sharing here a picture of myself, a friend took of me during grad school, where I was doing this big installation and I didn't have a car. I had to reach really high, couldn't access. So I found a ladder, went on my bike, and my friend found me like on the street like this, riding my bike with one hand, holding a ladder with another, because I had to make it happen. So if there's something that you don't have to make things happen, go and get it and ride your bicycle with one hand and hold the ladder with another. But don't obsess with things that are not attainable. There are broad possibilities, and I'm sure you can find something that can substitute that one thing that you don't have in order to make things happen. I believe that it's important to make things exist first, and then look at other ways of making it more perfect or more iterations that can go closer to your original expectations, or maybe not. Maybe you realize that all those little details weren't really necessary. Connect to people, to places, to ideas, to concepts. Share what you do. There are different venues for doing this. Maybe you're a super social person and this comes very easy to you, or maybe you are not. Maybe you love going online and posting every day many things of your process, of what you're doing, or maybe not. But there are options for connecting and sharing for everyone. And two minds think better than one, and three minds think better than one, and so on. The more you connect, the more you expand your capacities, the more knowledge you can access, the more experiences you can have through the eyes of somebody else. In this sense, I feel genuinely that people are curious about art and art practice. It used to be that I got very hesitant about telling much about what I do. As a younger artist, I remember like on a family reunion, somebody would come and be like, "So what are you doing?" And I would take it kind of like from the wrong perspective. And I would think that they were questioning me in my practice and what I do and what are my interests. But then I realized it's not that. It's that they're really curious and they want to understand how you do these things and what are you doing and what are you thinking and all this other side of the brain that people don't get to develop when not in a creative field. Think about when your auntie or somebody approaches you and asks you about what are you currently doing. Don't take it on the wrong side. Think about how you can really approach these kind of questions and be inspiring and get that person excited about your work and your research and about your practice rather than pushing away that individual. And this applies in general terms as well. Like if you go somewhere and you feel that maybe you don't belong in that location or with that community, connect, find elements that can make you be part of it, or the bridging points rather than separation. Never stop learning. I believe that sometimes artists can have their egos really high. We might think that we are kind of like know-it-alls. I think it's important to be humble, there's something we can learn from any other person and any other situation. And here I'm sharing this one picture of myself and a community I shared time with in Turkana, where we went to the area where you collect water. So this is the bed of a river that's dry but has water in ground. As I was doing this research on constructing houses and mobility and the details of connections, and so I started asking, without being able to manage the local language, what are the steps behind the construction process? And basically, I had a master class on construction, on Turkana construction houses. I gave my phones to some of the kids, and one took the picture in this moment without me even realizing. They had them all the time, so they were taking random pictures. I really liked this image. I didn't realize when it was taken. I noticed afterwards. And this was a humbling moment where I was learning. Years later, I shared this picture with somebody, and they were like, "Oh, you're teaching them something." And no, it's the other way around. I'm learning. I was not there to teach anything. I was there to learn. So that I think applies for everything as well, not only in your art practice, but in your being as an individual. I think it's important for us as creators to be cognizant about our worth, who we are, what we have worked for, what do we represent. But humbleness, I think it's very important, and we can always learn. I hope these are helpful. At least for me, it would have been nice to be told these things earlier on.
Thanks for checking out this GEEX Shorts episode. This is just one of 10 chapters featuring the speaker's artwork, artistic practice, and direct conversations with the community. The full-length video, only publicly available for a limited time, can be found in the GEEX Talks subscriber archive, where you can also discover hours of content on even more contemporary glass artists and researchers. As a BIPOC and artist-led organization, GEEX redefines the culture of contemporary glass by canonizing artists and thinkers who have been historically marginalized in the field. If you'd like to support this effort, subscribe to GEEX and gain access to exclusive content. For more info, visit geeks.glass/support.